Alrighty. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? This is Shelly, Coffee, Anxiety, and Love. I evidently have an audience or somebody upset. I'm not sure. One or the other. I fed her already. I brought her in from the cold and the wet. I'm not really sure what else she wants. Vixen, what's the matter? What's the matter? What you want? Are you hungry? Your food's outside. You were sitting there, laying there with your food for a while. I'm not going to bring your food inside. You going to go back outside? Is it? Oh, okay. We'll take you outside in a second. So evidently, she wants to go back outside. Anyway, guys. Hi, how are y'all doing? Still working on looking for work remotely. There's this line across my face. There we go. Hoping to find something from there. I did see last night a few things came up from Indeed, so I went ahead and applied for those. Most of it is sales. I really don't want to be doing sales, but we'll see what they have to offer. The other thing is, for me for this year, I have a big goal, and at the beginning of the year I took this course that helps you learn how to print journals or books or planners and things like that. It was a week course. It was free. Of course, you don't get a lot of detail with the free courses. I know that, but it was enough information to get me a good starting point. And if I ever get the need, or when I get, not if, but when I get the need to go more in depth with my progress, then I have a couple of people in place that I know are going to be able to help me, so we'll be able to do that. But what I am doing, and I'm trying to get this all done by September, because the plan is to go back to North Dakota in October. So I'm not, after October, November, December, I'm not going to have time to finish anything other than maybe do some last minute revisions or edits, and that's it. So but what the plan is, and I've been trying, I thought about it last year, making my own planner. And I thought maybe that'd be a good idea, because I have certain things that I want to see in my planner. And typically when you go and you buy, planners by other people, they're usually generic. They're pretty, but they're usually generic. And then if you do want something very specific, it ends up costing a lot of money. So if I am going to pay a lot of money and invest that much time and energy into something I'm going to be using for the year, because I'm still a writer and I still like paper, so I'd rather do something that I want. And that was the thought behind taking that course at the beginning of the year. And I started thinking about something else. And I like cooking, and that's been my grounding since we've been traveling, is cooking. Hold on one second. Hey, you two.
That's enough.
Settle down. Precious, Stuart, settle down. That is enough right now. Mommy is trying to record. Settle down. Settle
Precious,
down.
You're not being very precious right now.
Oh. Sorry, but yet.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what she wants, what Vixen wants, the red one, so. But she's just sitting here looking at me. So then it became, I started thinking at the end of last year, I didn't know what to buy the kids. I didn't know what to do. And at the same time, the budget was very, 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 very tight. So we ended up, just visiting them. We didn't even buy them gifts. We didn't buy anybody gifts, to be honest with you. And I started thinking about it. And I'm like, you know what? Next year, I do want to get a gift. And I do want to not just get a gift or make a gift. I want to give them something, especially my grandkids, I want to give them something that they can keep taking with them. And I dropped my glasses. Oh, okay. I want them to have something that they can keep with them. And then I also want it to be something that not just my family can use, but, other people can use as well. And it becomes something that they can add on to and maybe pass down. Because I know that nowadays, I don't know, I just feel like people don't pass down generational things anymore, or heirlooms, and it's sad to me. So I cook a lot and I put a lot of love into my cooking, and I started doing a lot more. So I figured, why not get all that written down and put it somewhere where the kids can have it. And my little ones, when the grandkids were small, they were always, with me, and we were always doing something: cookies, cupcakes, cinnamon rolls, cooking food. I mean, whatever it was. Mom, can we do this? And Mom, can we make this? And Mom. And, I love doing that with them. So I had the idea of writing it all down. And I don't know what kind of format it's going to be in. I'm not really sure how it's all going to come about. I just have all these ideas in my head that I've been writing down. And I know, as it goes, it'll all start coming together. But that was kind of my idea as a forever gift for my kids, my son, my daughter, and the grandkids. And a contribution to others who maybe want to learn, don't have those skills, they weren't taught those skills maybe. And then it's a good starting point for other people. Some people have always thought, I need to write all this down, and you just don't have the time to do it. So if you have a starting point, this is also going to be something that you can add to. And I haven't figured out how it's going to get added to, but I know it's going to be in a format where you can add your love in there and your recipes and it's even going to have like some of our herbs and teas and things that we've done, So it's going to come all together. With that right now, and this is nothing big, but here we go. I'm also trying to cook something a little bit warm for breakfast. This might not be the best thing for us, but I've been craving this. It's just simple arroz con leche. But yeah, so like I said, I'm not sure how it's all gonna come together, but I'm gonna put it in some kind of format where you're gonna be able to add to the book. And, if people enhance my recipes, cool. Or if they want to add their own recipes, and it's going to be something that can keep, going on for generations and generations. And it started, fairly simple, And yeah, that was my thought. So I am also trying to do the planner at the same time, which I know is kind of being very aggressive, but I have faith that I can do it. I know I can do it. I know I can do both. I mean, if you saw my video from yesterday, I was just having a moment, and I had just had an interview, and these people were like, yeah, we want you to come on, and it was a remote job, and the listing wasn't very specific, and they wanted you to be in a certain area. Even though it was going to be remote, they wanted you to be in a certain area. And, they told me that. They're like, well, if you're ever, back in the spring, Houston area, let us know. We definitely could use your help. And
that's what you get.
So, yeah, so I know we're going to figure it out. I know it's coming. I know it takes time to get things together this way. I mean, we're literally, reestablishing our roots here. And It just seems like it's just a slow process, when before, you know, you used to be able to just jump out there, go apply to a couple of places, and, you know, in a week later you had a job. But that's different. That's a big city. There's always jobs. There's always people that need people, and it's just up to you to go pick the one that you want, basically, you know? I know it's a little bit harder now, but still, I mean, there's a lot of jobs in Houston, you know? Here, it's a small town. It's not very big. Even though it's a good-sized city, it's still not a lot. I mean, the people that live here work here, and they need those jobs. So it's hard to wait for somebody to open up a spot, or find the spot open, or wait for a new business to come in. And not every little town wants that. They don't want all the new businesses, you know? So for right now, we're just going to keep the positive vibes coming through. And with our artwork and with everything else that we're doing, hopefully we'll figure out a way to keep ourselves afloat. But until then, this is what I'm working on. This is what's occupying my mind, and I'm excited about it. We'll see how it ends up coming out at the end. And I'll update my progress as we go. All right. Love you guys.